tonight, we open one of the most quietly powerful books ever written. A book that has reshaped how millions of people understand their own minds. Tonight's book is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, first published in 1997, translated into over 30 languages, sold more than 10 million copies. Endorsed by Oprah Winfrey, who called it one of the most important books of her life. But this book is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is one of the gentlest books ever written. And tonight, we will walk through it slowly. So let your shoulders drop. Let the day go. Let your breath find its own rhythm. The teaching of this book is so simple, so quiet, that you almost have to soften just to hear it. Soften now. The story begins, as so many real stories do, in the middle of a person's deepest pain. Eckhart Tolle, in his late 20s, was a young man living in London. On the outside, his life looked promising. He was a research scholar at Cambridge. He was intelligent, accomplished, surrounded by ideas. But on the inside, he was suffering. Deeply he carried a long, heavy depression. Many nights, he could not sleep. He would lie awake and think, "I cannot live with myself any longer." And one night, those words returned to him in a different way. He thought, "I cannot live with myself." And then he stopped. He noticed something strange. If I cannot live with myself, then there must be two of me. There is the I, and there is the self I cannot live with. He sat with this thought, and in that moment, something inside him quietly fell apart. The voice in his head, the constant worried voice, simply stopped. What he experienced that night was a profound stillness, a peace he had never felt before. The next morning, he woke up, and the world looked different. Sunlight on the wall looked alive. Birdsong sounded miraculous. The simplest things, a cup of tea, the sound of a tree, the weight of his own breath felt sacred. He did not know what had happened to him. He spent years trying to understand. And eventually, that understanding became this book. The Power of Now is his attempt to point others toward what he stumbled into. Not a religion, not a philosophy. A simple, immediate truth that most of us miss every day of our lives. The truth is this: almost all of our suffering does not come from our life. It comes from our thinking about our life. The mind, Eckhart says, is a beautiful tool, but a terrible master. He invites us to notice something we usually miss. There is a voice in your head, almost constantly. It comments on what you see. It rehearses past arguments. It worries about tomorrow. It judges you. It judges others. It rarely stops. Most people, Eckhart says, do not even realize this voice exists, because they are completely identified with it. They believe they are the voice, but you are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness that hears it. This single insight is the doorway to everything. Because if you are the awareness that hears the voice, then you can also choose, gently, not to be controlled by it. The voice may say, "You are not enough." The voice may say, "Something terrible is going to happen." The voice may say, "You should be further along by now." And you can simply notice and keep breathing. The next great teaching of the book is this: the mind lives in two places, the past and the future. It almost never lives in the present. Notice yourself, even right now, within minutes, to something that happened, to something you need to do, to a worry, to a memory. The present moment is rarely where the mind wants to be, but the present moment is the only place life actually happens. Eckhart asks a beautiful question. Have you ever had a problem in the present moment? Not in your thoughts about your problems, not in your fears about what might happen, but in this exact second where you are, breathing, alive. Almost always, the answer is no. The present moment is almost always okay. The suffering lives in the imagined past, and the imagined future, not in now. So how do we find now? Eckhart offers very simple practices. Feel your breath. Feel your hands. Feel the chair beneath you. Feel the air on your skin. The body is always in the present. The mind is always somewhere else. So when you feel your body, even for one breath, you return to now. Another simple practice: listen, truly listen. To the sound of the room, the hum of distance, the wind, the silence behind the sound. When you listen this way, fully, the mind quiets, because the mind cannot listen and think at the same time. Listening is a doorway to presence. Eckhart calls this the watcher state. You become the silent observer of your own mind, not fighting it, not arguing with it, just watching it. And when you watch a thought, the thought loses its grip on you. Awareness is the gentle medicine. The book also speaks of something Eckhart calls the pain body. He says many of us carry inside us an old accumulation of unfelt pain. Pain from childhood, pain from heartbreak, pain from loss, pain that was never fully felt, because we did not have the safety to feel it at the time. And this pain body lives inside us, quietly, until something triggers it. A small comment, a misunderstanding, a familiar ache. And suddenly, our reaction is 20 times bigger than the moment deserves. Because the moment touched the old pain. The pain body is hungry, Eckhart says. It feeds on more pain. It looks for arguments, for drama, for reasons to be hurt. And the way to free ourselves is not to fight it. The way to free ourselves is to watch it, to notice when it has taken over, and to softly, quietly, become aware again. Awareness is the medicine. He repeats this gently throughout the book. You do not have to do anything to your pain. You do not have to fix it. You do not have to understand it. You only have to be present with it, without becoming it. When you can sit beside your pain like a wise friend sitting beside a frightened child, the pain begins to soften, because the pain was never asking to be solved. The pain was asking to be witnessed. So much of our healing, Eckhart teaches, is simply this: becoming aware enough to no longer mistake our thoughts for ourselves, to no longer mistake our pain for our identity, to remember, again and again, that beneath the noise of the mind, there is a quiet, eternal space within you, a space that has never been wounded, a space that has always been whole. The book offers another beautiful teaching: surrender, but not surrender as defeat. Surrender as acceptance of what already is. Eckhart says, when something painful happens in your life, your suffering comes in two layers: the pain itself and your resistance to the pain. The pain you cannot always avoid, but the resistance, the inner saying of, this should not be happening, this is unfair, this is wrong, this is the part that doubles your pain. When you stop resisting reality, when you simply allow the moment to be as it is, something softens inside you. You may still feel the pain, but you no longer fight it, and the strangest thing happens. From that surrender, clarity comes. From that surrender, action comes. Real action, not the panicked action of resistance, but the quiet, clear action of presence. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is wisdom. He uses a beautiful image. He says, imagine you are sitting in a small boat in the middle of the sea. A storm comes. The waves rise. You can fight the waves. You can struggle. You can curse the sky. You can demand that the storm stop, or you can sit quietly in the boat. You can let the waves move you, knowing you cannot stop them. You can use what is in your hands: the oars, the compass, the light. You can act fully without resisting the truth of the storm. This, Eckhart says, is what it means to live in the now, to act fully without resisting reality. Not to passively accept everything bad, but to stop wasting your energy fighting what already is, and to direct that energy, instead, into what you can actually do in this moment, now. So what does the power of now leave us with before sleep? It leaves us with these soft truths: that you are not the voice in your head, that the present moment is almost always okay, that suffering grows in the past and the future, but rarely lives in now. That awareness is the medicine, that your pain is asking to be witnessed, not fought, that surrender is not weakness, but the doorway to peace, that beneath the noise of your mind, there is a quiet, eternal space inside you that has never been broken. Tonight, perhaps, just for a moment, Feel your breath. Feel your hands resting wherever they are. Feel the weight of your body on the bed. Feel the silence between sounds. You are here. You are alive. You are aware. And in this moment, exactly as it is, nothing is wrong. Whatever happened today, let it rest now. The voice in your head can keep talking. You do not have to listen. You can simply let it speak in the background. The way you let traffic pass outside a window. You are not the voice. You are the soft awareness behind it. And awareness, the book teaches us, is what you have always been, even when you forgot. So sleep tonight as the watcher. Sleep tonight as the witness. Sleep tonight knowing that the future will arrive when it arrives, and the past has already done what it came to do. You are here. You are now. You are enough. Good night, dear listener. May your mind grow quiet. May your breath grow soft. May this moment, exactly as it is, hold you all the way until morning.